Shocking alien sightings explained.
Welcome to Crypto Fun Friday.
On Crypto Fun Friday, we usually submit cryptids like Bigfoot or the Chupacabra for your approval. Cryptozoology is usually concerned with discovering or finding explanations for animals here on Earth. Number 10. Aliens, as in ETs or extraterrestrials, along with UFOs, kind of fall on the fringe of being cryptids. They're controversial creatures whose existence has never been indisputably proven, at least not to the satisfaction of mainstream science, and of course, some might argue their existence has never been indisputably disproven either. And you could easily apply that argument to Bigfoot or, yes, the Chupacabra as well. So, let's have some crypto fun with ETs and UFOs, shall we? Earlier in 2016, tourists visiting New York City from the UK may have discovered they weren't the only out-of-towners in the Big Apple. A member of the group, known only as D, claimed to use his phone to snap a picture of a UFO hovering near the Empire State Building. Some ufologists analyzing the image theorized that the object seen in the picture may have been temporarily uncloaked, and may have even been part of an alien tour group that visits Earth to observe humans in their natural habitat. Take a look at the pictures. Could it really be a UFO? On holiday, no less. Or is it just a plastic bag, as some have suggested? Now here is an extraterrestrial sighting you cannot miss, especially if you're looking down from the sky. Larry Decker, a 77-year-old California man, constructed a huge face of an extraterrestrial out of rocks. He says he hopes the image, measuring 90 by 60 feet, will attract UFOs. He modeled the alien image on the Greys, those bulbous-headed pale creatures often depicted in TV shows and movies like The X-Files or the sci-fi comedy Paul. It was also the species featured in Alien Autopsy, an infamous hoax film from the 1990s about the Roswell cover-up. A mysterious dark shape appeared in some thick clouds over Peru and has some people wondering if that odd shape might just be a UFO. Video was uploaded to YouTube by a Mexican group called Mysterious Channel. You can see stills from the video here. Some people think it looks like a spacecraft from Star Wars hovering in the sky and is proof that aliens do exist, while others think it's just a cloud or some sort of fake footage. Mysterious Eye Land. This strange location is known as the Eye, and you can likely see why. It's actually a perfectly circular island that can be located with a set of coordinates, and due to its bizarre appearance and remote location, there's speculation it could be a cover for a massive alien base that sits under the surface. The Eye is said to rotate on its own axis in the middle of a marsh. It was discovered by a film crew shooting a documentary concerning paranormal activities while in the Parana Delta near Buenos Aires in Argentina. The island is surrounded by a thin water channel measuring around 130 yards in diameter. Both the land and water are so precisely rounded that it doesn't seem possible to be a naturally occurring formation. Argentina has had its fair share of UFO sightings. Maybe the mysterious island is somehow involved. Just chillin'. There were a number of UFO and ET sightings reported throughout Russia in 2011. One of the more noteworthy stories involved a woman keeping an extraterrestrial corpse in her refrigerator. The so-called life form was kept in Marta Yegorovna's refrigerator in western Russia, and she circulated pictures to prove the ET's existence. She allegedly retrieved the creature from a UFO crash site near her summer house in 2009. So of course she kept it chilling in her fridge for the next 2 years. We couldn't find an explanation for that action. The creature measured about 2 feet high and looked like a cross between a fish and a humanoid, with an enormous head, bulbous eyes, and a string-like appendage extending from its body. However, a few days after this story broke, 2 men claiming to be from the Karelian Research Center of the Russian Academy of Sciences paid Marta a visit and summarily removed the bizarre-looking corpse. In Siberia, 2 people out for a walk claimed to have found this apparent body of an alien lying in the snow. It happened in Irkutsk, a Russian city known as a UFO hotspot. The damaged corpse bears a passing resemblance to the movie creature E.T. and measured around 2 feet high. Video of the discovery was posted online and collected more than 700,000 hits. Of course, a lot of people thought it was a fake. And guess what? It was indeed a hoax. Several months later, 2 teenagers admitted the so-called extraterrestrial discovery was actually a stunt all along. But maybe the strangest thing about the story might be this. The 2 guys said the alien creature was actually made out of bread covered with chicken skin. Frederick Valentich. Now this might be more of a UFO-related mystery than an actual abduction. It happened in 1978 when 20-year-old Frederick Valentich embarked on a 125-mile flight over Australia's Bass Strait. Described as a flying saucer enthusiast, he radioed Melbourne Air Traffic Control that an unidentified aircraft was accompanying him about 1,000 feet above and seemed to orbit his plane. He described the unknown craft as being long and metallic with a green light on it, and was illuminated by 4 bright landing lights. After reporting that his plane's engine was faltering, he said, quote, "It's not an aircraft," end quote, and those were apparently among his final words. What could have happened? There was speculation that the young pilot might have become disoriented and was flying upside down. Other theories speculate that it was a UFO tailing Valentich, which abducted the pilot and his plane. A 4-day search of the area offered no clues, and no wreckage was ever recovered. Before it was a movie in 2011, the Battle of Los Angeles was a real-life incident that occurred in 1942. Less than 3 months after the U.S. entered World War II after the attack on Pearl Harbor, an anti-aircraft barrage was triggered when enemy forces were thought to be attacking L.A. Government officials later said it was just a false alarm caused by, quote, war nerves. Decades later, the government claimed a lost weather balloon started the incident. But conspiracy theorists and ufologists have theorized the targets were actually extraterrestrial spacecraft. That claim arises partly because eyewitnesses claim to see a craft in the sky, and the anti-aircraft fire never seemed to damage it. Were those searchlights really aimed at a weather balloon or a UFO? The Hill Incident. This was one of the first cases of alien abduction to make headlines, and it involved Barney and Betty Hill, a couple from New Hampshire. In 1961, the Hills were allegedly abducted by ETs and taken aboard their ship after having been followed by a flying saucer while driving home. Placed under hypnosis and questioned separately, the couple gave similar accounts of their shared experience, which included physical examinations conducted by the Gray ETs. While the Hills had their believers and detractors, the incident inspired a best-selling book in 1966 and a TV movie in 1975. It's a very famous case of alien abduction. Do you believe it really happened?